Hi guys, Juice here. I am here to film a new video for you guys today. Today I am here to film my 5-star prediction number 2. This is my second time doing this type of series on my channel and I really enjoyed the first one. I made a TBR of the first one last year and then I made a wrap-up post this year. So now I'm going to show you 7 more books that I think will be 5-star prediction on my TBR. Now, if you follow me on my Instagram, which you should because I'm almost at 800 followers on Instagram, yay, you will see that this list of books that I'm showing you is different than the list of books that I showed you on Instagram. And so I've read one of the books on my TBR already, so these are the 7 books that I think will be 5-star prediction. So let's just jump into this. So the first book that I have, I am actually going to be reading this in October with my friend Charlie and a bunch of other of my best friends on Instagram. And that is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. This is the first book in an adult fantasy series. I hear this is super gory and bloody and very adult, he said. We are hoping to better read the whole trilogy in October, but we're not sure how everyone's going to be feeling for the first book at the moment, so we're going to try and just start with book 1. I do own book 2 in paperback, so hopefully we can read the whole trilogy in October. If not, then we'll wrap the trilogy up in November, most likely. But I've read a couple of other books by J. Kristoff and I really enjoyed them, so I really can't wait to see if I will love this one or not. The next book I have is one that is a book 2 favorite at the moment, and that is The Guest List by Lucy Foyle. This is an adult mystery thriller. It says you killed to be on it. This has some murder mystery aspect because I think there's a wedding where the lights randomly shuts off or something like that, and then someone in the room dies from food poisoning, I think. I'm not too sure. I knew the summary of this before starting. You guys know me, I don't really know how to do summaries of the book, but on the flap here it says it's the wedding of the year, but someone won't survive it. So it's set during a wedding, and I'm interested to see how that will take play in the book. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I will have this on another video coming up soon. So I have a couple videos that I plan on making this week. So The Guest List is the second 5-star prediction book. The next book I have, I actually just got this month, and that is Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahern. This is a sequel to Serpent and Dove, which I have. Serpent and Dove is the first book of this one, and so I read this one back in April and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and so I have the sequel here and I really want to read this one. I was actually supposed to buddy read this with one of my friends, Robin, on Instagram, but I told her I just won't have time this month just because I've been so busy with my work and just busy reading other books at the moment. But I'm really excited to read this. This one just came out this month, so I will be talking more about this in my September book haul very soon. The next book I have is a sequel as well, so it's hard to talk about these sequels, but that is The Firekeeper by J.C. Crevance, or Crevance. I'm not sure how to say that correctly. This is book 2 to the Stormrunner trilogy. That is the middle grade series from the Rick Riordan Presents imprint. I read the Stormrunner last year and I really enjoyed it, and this has been on my TBR for quite a while now, ever since I bought it at Target last year. And yes, I still have my Target sticker on there. I just got the 3rd book of this trilogy this month, so spoiler alert for my October TBR. I will be reading both book 1, book 2, and book 3. I wanted to reread book 1 before getting into book 2 and 3 because it's been a while since I read this first book, but I definitely want to do a reread of this, and hopefully I will love this one as much as I love the first one, because the first one I think I gave like a 4 or a 5 star too. So next one is another sequel, and that is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Skyward series trilogy. I'm not sure how long this series is going to be. I read Skyward last year during the summertime and I really loved it. I think I read it in like 2 or 3 days. Last year I went to Maine, which is where half of my family lives, so I went there for family vacation and I brought Skyward with me, and it was not a book that I wanted to read on the trip, but it was one that I was happy to read on the trip, if that makes sense. I am really looking forward to this. I was going to read this in September, but I don't think I have time for it in September because I was going to do sequels September. And I read quite a few books. As you can see, my wrap-up is right over here. So, sneak peek into what I have read for September. So, this is set in space. This follows our main character named Spencer, and she dreams to be an astronaut or a pilot. Yeah, a pilot. And she wants to be just like her dad. And in the first book, you get to know what happens to the dad, and you also get to know that there's this huge like enemy ship that was coming their way, and they had to fight them off for their very first training. And it reminded me a little bit of Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Drake Kristoff. It reminded me a lot about that first book in that series. So if you love the Illuminae series and you haven't checked out Skyward yet, I would say read one or the other. I got this book in Christmas of this past year, so it's been on my TBR for quite a while now, but I am really excited, and hopefully I can buddy read this with my friend Heather. The second to last book I have on my 5-star prediction TBR is, this was the Owlcrate pick for June, so that is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angels, I think is how you say the author's name. Look how gorgeous this cover is. There's no dust jacket on this. It's on the back of here. It says, "The stage is set, the spectacular awaits." I hear if you love Carval by Stephanie Garber, which I'm wrapping that series up this month, you would definitely love this. So I'm really excited to hopefully read this sometimes during October or the last, 3 months of 2020, which is crazy that 2020 is almost over. This is the first book in a new series, and this is the author's debut novel as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. And again, I know nothing about this book, but this edition is gorgeous. As always, you got a letter from the author. And then look at these end pages. They're so pretty. And then also with Owlcrate, you also get a signed copy from them. So I'm really excited to start this one. I did start reading this back in June because I wanted to read this early for you guys, but I never finished it. So I'm going to restart this one and then hopefully read it all the way through. And hopefully by beginning of 2021, I will have a wrap up of a whole 7 of these books. So really excited to start this one soon, and I can't wait to start a new series and hopefully find a new favorite author. And then the last book I had this on my TBR since March. This came out in March, and my friend Taylor and I, we were supposed to buddy read this back in March, but we never did because apparently she didn't own one other book that I almost spoiled, and that is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Last Hour series, and I am really super duper excited for this one. This one I'm probably the most excited for. This one or Blood and Honey is my most excited book to read for this list. Chain of Gold is the first book in the Last Hour series, which we finally have in our hands. Cassie has been talking about the Last Hour series forever now, and it's weird that we finally have this in our hands. It's definitely one of her thicker book, and I'm really ready to buddy read this whenever. I was gonna, like I mentioned earlier, we were gonna buddy read this in March of this year, but my friend Taylor apparently doesn't own the Ghost of the Shadow Market short story collection, Bound Up. I almost forgot what it was called. She doesn't own that, and we wanted to read Ghost of the Shadow Market first and then read this one. So I'm really happy that we are holding this off, and maybe this will become a favorite book of the year for me, because I really love this cover, and I really love everything and anything Cassandra Clare writes. And I actually have a new book coming in the mail from her, coming in October. So yay. I am really excited, and this book is super heavy, so I'm going to set this down, but I'm really excited for this one. So there you have it. Those were the 7 books that I think will be 5-star reads from me. If you read any of these books in this video today, please let me know what you thought of them, spoiler free of course, and I will talk to you guys down in the comments below. I hope you all have a great day and night, and I'll talk to you guys down in the comments. While you're down in the comments, make sure you like the video and subscribe to me, because we just, like I mentioned in my last video, we just reached 100 subscribers. So yay, thank you again. I know I said thank you in my last video, but thank you again. But yeah, with that long outro, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a great day or night, and I'll talk to you guys in another video very, very soon. Bye.